Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of 1025. It's Educators Week. And so I'm standing here in the hallways of St. John's School. Typically about this time of the day, these halls are filled with the sounds of learning and laughter from students and staff interacting with each other. And yet, due to COVID-19 concerns, our hallways are eerily silent right now. Learning has gone to distance education. And sure, there's been a little bit of a learning curve, you might say. It's been a challenge for our staff and our students, but learning goes on. Because here's what we know. Educators are essential. We talk about essential workers at this time. Who is still able to work and who is being laid off. But educators are essential, even though learning has to take place a little differently, now using Google Classroom, Google Meet, Zoom meetings. Education still goes on. Because education is essential. God has given us this innate desire to acquire knowledge, to understand how everything in this world works. I don't know about you. Are you someone who loves school? Or maybe you're someone who struggled with school. Right now, I know that there are some students, you're really missing the classroom. You're really missing the opportunity to be here at school. And others, you're kind of enjoying the reprieve because learning is a struggle for you. School is a struggle for you. And wherever you fall on that spectrum, here's what I know. I know that we all still have this innate desire to learn. It might look different. It might be different subject matters. For some of you, it's sciences. It's understanding how the body, how the natural world around us works. For some of you, it's math. You have that more analytical mind. You're maybe more business-minded. Or maybe you're trying to understand how buildings are constructed. And there's a lot of math that's necessary to make that happen. Some of you, you're more focused on history and you're understanding how everything is unfolded in the past and how God is at work through that. Others, maybe it's literature, or maybe it's the arts. There's all different subject matters that we're drawn to, and it's different for each of us. And some of it, it's not even in the classroom, it's that hands-on work. It's understanding how a motor works. It's understanding construction. I saw one of the moms of our students here at St. John, she had posted on Facebook her son out in the backyard. And he had constructed this massive fortress out of wooden crates. And I thought, here's someone who might struggle in the classroom, but he's learning right now. Education is essential. God has created each of us to learn. And here's the purpose of education. One, it's to help us to contribute to society. The reason why I say that educators are essential is because our educators, our school system is preparing all of the essential workers for the jobs that they do. Right now, you think about some of those essential workers. I think of doctors who are caring for patients. Some of whom were educated here in the classrooms of St. John's. I think of those in the science field who are working to develop assays or tests to determine whether someone has developed antibodies to COVID-19, to the coronavirus. And they were educated in our local Lutheran schools. I think about some of those who are in business, some of those who are working to make sure that there are goods that are on the shelves of our stores. And they were educated in our Lutheran schools. See, it's our school system that provides the foundation for those essential workers. But here's the second reason why education is essential and the purpose of it. It's to know God. And that's what I love about our Lutheran schools, is that it's not just about acquiring knowledge. It's not just about the what. It's about the who is behind all of it. I think of a man in the Bible named Solomon. Solomon, probably the wisest man who ever lived. In 1 Kings chapter 4, it talks about how he wrote over 3,000 proverbs. And he had extensive knowledge of plant life and animal life, to the point that kings sent some of their greatest scholars to learn from Solomon and to bring it back. And Solomon writes the book of Proverbs, which we have in the Bible. And the opening words of the book of Proverbs say this. It says, "These proverbs are written for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning. Let the discerning get guidance." And then he says this, "For the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge." In other words, if you truly want to know, then you need to know God. And it's out of that knowledge of God that you then begin to make sense of everything in this world. You know, the first L of our mission here at St. John's is to learn. We want to provide academic excellence for our students. We want to create a collaborative, creative, Christ-centered environment in which they can learn. And it's that Christ-centered environment that matters most. We want our students to know Jesus. We want our students to know the who behind the what. So this week, give a shout out to an educator. Thank them for what they do. Our educators are essential. And I'll see you again next time.